I still sound really sick. Hello there and welcome back to another video. My name is Lainey if you're new here, and if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. Today we're going to be talking about summer trends that I am not going to be participating in and some swaps that I will be making for them. Let's just get right into it. I want to make it clear, this doesn't mean I'm not wearing these things ever. These are small changes that I'm trying to make this summer. My wardrobe and for sustainability and environmental purposes, etc. First thing I will not be trying to participate in or purchase a lot of is polyester. I personally have realized these past couple months, polyester is one, very uncomfortable to me. It makes my skin very irritated, and two, it smells so bad. If I sweat even the tiniest bit, it stinks the entire day. It's awful. It holds the smell. It doesn't let it go. It doesn't matter how much deodorant or perfume I wear. It is all I can smell on myself the entire day, and I feel like I just have to immediately change and shower, and it's just, I hate it. But I also have some other reasons why I don't want to participate in polyester. Polyester is a synthetic woven material that comes from petroleum, which is a type of oil. It accounts for about 80% of the synthetic fiber that we use in clothing, about half of the overall fabric market. And in 2020, over 57.1 million tons were produced in that year alone, and it's probably gone up even more since then as we are in 2025. It requires a lot of water, actually pollute the water if not cooled and cleaned properly. So polyester production facilities tend to be in places that lack clean water, have limited water resources due to industrial activities, agriculture, residential use. Big important factor, polyester is a type of plastic. You are wearing plastic. It is non-biodegradable, which means it cannot naturally break down into the earth. What are some alternatives to this, you may be asking yourself? Cotton, wool, and linen are my personal three favorites. Cotton, I think, is probably my favorite because for me, it is the most comfortable on my skin. I try to go for 100% cotton, usually organic. Recycled cotton is what I look for. I am thrifting clothes or finding pieces to invest in. 100% cotton is biodegradable. 50 to 70% of it can biodegrade within 3 months, which can also return carbon to the soil and enriches it, so it doesn't add to the microplastics in our water. Next, linen. This is the most breathable and moisture wicking fabric we could use. 30% stronger than cotton, very durable and moldable for any type of clothing you want to make. And it comes from a flax plant, which is grown with very minimal resources, with little water and no need for fertilization. Last, we have wool, 100% natural, renewable, and biodegradable. Add thermal insulation. This is a very good fabric to use for the fall and the winter if you want a piece that is durable and will keep you warm. Odor resistant and easy to clean, which is very important to me because, like I said before, I hate that polyester just holds stench. Carbon is stored in wool. Actually, sheeps are part of the carbon cycle. Being able to use sheep's wool is helpful to not allowing that carbon to emit into the atmosphere. The next trend I will not be partaking in this summer is buying new clothes for every occasion. Ultimately, 39% of consumers purchase new clothing specifically just to go on a vacation. And what are you doing with that clothing afterwards? Are you continuing to wear it, or are you buying it only for that one trip and then you never find a purpose for it again? On top of that, with it being summer, the school year will be starting again in August or September. Roughly around 70% of people say that they will buy new clothes before the school year because last year's clothes are not trendy or up to their personal style anymore. So here are some reasons that may influence you to impulsively buy into trends or constantly feel the need to buy every single time you have some new occasion coming up. Belonging to a group or a subculture, thinking about aesthetics, also along with like projecting an image, you have this specific picture in your head of what you want people to see you as. Therefore, you need to keep up with all the trends of this ideal image. Emotional stability or shopping addiction. This is a huge thing that I think goes very unnoticed or not talked about, even laughed off, where people are like, oh yes, I have a shopping addiction. I just don't remember even hitting add to cart and purchasing something, and then it shows up on my door. Like, that is not normal. It's not me like bashing people that have a shopping addiction, because it is such a normalized thing and such a like glorified thing almost, especially on social media. All of these hauls, like $500, $1,000, $2,000 hauls multiple times a year with hundreds of pieces of clothing. It's not helping you find your own personal style. It's not helping the environment. It's not helping your bank account. What is the actual benefit of this other than the extreme dopamine hit you get for like a few days a month maybe. My solution for this is to rewear your clothes. 49% of people said that they feel uncomfortable repeating outfits in their workspace, which I find absurd. This was in a study in 2019. What do you mean you don't feel comfortable going to your 9 to 5 repeating an outfit when you're sitting in a cubicle at a desk that people are barely seeing you in anyways? I had a teacher, and she's such a queen for this. I had a teacher in middle school that for each quarter of the school year, she had a set amount of pieces that she would make into different outfits. And every quarter, she would just repeat the outfits. Say on day one of quarter one, she was wearing the same outfit on day one of quarter two, three, and four. And I think that is iconic. And I only knew that because she told me. I would have never noticed. I would have never put that together. I always loved her outfits. I didn't realize she was outfit repeating, and I think she's done that for over a decade. Over a decade of the same outfits, and they look amazing. And she did this all 3 years of middle school for me, and I didn't know until she told me in 8th grade that she was doing that. Insane. Insane. Genius. I love it. I love it. I live for it. I also found a study talking about how 1 in 3 women will not wear an article of clothing more than 2 to 3 times, which is absurd to me. How did we get to that point? People used to make 1 to 2 outfits that they would alternate between for years. And now we have this absurd necessity to constantly be buying new clothes and wearing them 1, maybe 2 times, and then donating them or discarding of them. The main reason that I really like rewearing my clothes, other than see the benefits of like helping our environment and whatnot, is it adds so much personality to your personal style, and it fuels creativity you otherwise might not have. If you take the time to play dress up in your closet, truly like go back to that place of like childhood, just playing dress up with your clothes, and do it and have like try to drop all judgment and just see what you have, see what you can create, give pieces new purpose. You might come out of that little dress up session with so many new ideas, so many new ways to wear your clothes. Let yourself think outside of the box. If you need places to look for inspiration for clothing, of course you can go to Pinterest to find inspiration, but I feel like a lot of people get caught in the trap of feeling like, oh, I don't have this exact piece, therefore I can't recreate that outfit unless I buy that exact piece. First of all, I do not think that that is true. I think it is more important to focus on the shape of an outfit and of the pieces within an outfit rather than like say the colors, the patterns, or the designs. There are some other places you can find inspiration for your outfits that is not necessarily something you can copy and paste. You do have to use your creativity for things like movies, books, nature, people in your life, buildings and architecture, objects you see, color combos, characters. I love to read a book and then go into my closet and see what themes, characters, kingdoms in a book, if I'm reading a fantasy book, like what I would wear if I were a character in that book. Almost leaning into the idea of like imagining yourself being put into that world, what your character would be wearing on a regular basis. Play around with the idea of like what your character would be like, or if you're put in a movie, even if you were a background character, what would your character wear? I also think it's important to realize that you have clothes in your closet to wear them. It doesn't matter if there's a specific occasion or not. You're allowed to wear your clothes however you want, whenever you want, obviously within reason. Like if you work a 9 to 5 in an office, you need to dress appropriately for that. But like say you're going out to dinner with someone, they want to dress more casual. If you want to wear a dress that you have in your closet, even searching for the perfect time to wear it, why are you waiting for a specific time to wear that piece of clothing? Why are you not just wearing it because you like the piece and because you want to wear it? You don't have to have a reason to wear it. You can just wear it because you like it and because it feels like you. The next thing I will not be falling victim to anymore is immediately buying something because I think I like it. If I see a piece of clothing and I really think I like it, like I can think of so many ways to wear it, like, oh, everyone's wearing this, like I need to have it. I'm not doing that anymore. Instead, I'm sitting on the idea of purchasing it for about a month. I know that that's a lot for some people. Sometimes I do even a couple months, and seeing if I can find it secondhand, thrifting it, or upcycle something similar to turn it into a piece like the piece that I'm looking for. Or even going into my own closet and seeing what I have that is same piece just in a different font and realizing I literally already have this. Like, is there really a necessity for this piece, or is it truly just the fact that it's being marketed as a completely new piece of clothing you need in your wardrobe? Which brings me into our next one, which is owning 20 pairs of shoes or like any article of clothing. If you think that you need to have every shape or color or style of shoes, I promise you, you do not need that. So many people who make the excuse that, like, because they like a top, they might as well just buy it in every single color. Realistically, are you going to wear it in every single color, or is it just being marketed and sold to you that way? Shoes, I can specifically think of like Sambas and Gazelles. There are so many different colorways, and I know people who have 10 to 20 different colorways of the same exact shoe. How often are you wearing some of those? Because I'm seeing you wear the exact same pair every time I see you. You're specifically wearing one pair of those so much more than the other 10 that you have. Why not just stick with that one pair of shoes and wear them to death? As far as like those tops or those pants or whatever, where you really like one pair and you decide to get every single color, wouldn't you rather have that one piece in that style and find other pieces that are slightly different or unique that add to your personal collection? Each piece you choose should serve a specific purpose in your closet. And I'm not saying you can't have like multiple colors of the same piece. I have 4 tank tops in the same style in different colors, and I wear them so frequently. Like, it was such a good decision on my part to get those pieces, but you can get burnt out from wearing that same style constantly. I don't know why that is, why I don't really get burnt out from it, but I know a lot of people will. A lot of people will struggle with the idea that there's no variation there. So maybe you buy whichever one is your favorite color or the color you need most, and then you take the time to wear that one, and then maybe along the line somewhere you find another one that is similar but slightly different and adds a new and unique feel to your closet. This is going to be so different for every single person. This is not like a one size fits all approach, but I do think it is very important to be more intentional with what pieces you are picking and bringing into your closet. The last thing I have is thinking that everyone will have the exact same staple pieces or basics as you. If you follow me on Instagram and TikTok, you know that I talk about how personal style does have a lot to do with finding staples in your closet that are specific to you and your lifestyle. One person could say that this is one of my go-to examples. One person could say that a white t-shirt is a basic in their wardrobe, and another person can look at that white t-shirt and think, that's a piece that I'm not going to wear. Instead, their go-to piece might be a plaid asymmetrical tank top, and they are wearing it every single week, multiple times a week. That doesn't make either one of those pieces less of a basic or less of a staple. It just depends on the person's personal style and needs and what is realistic for them. I'm working on dropping the expectation of having the same basics as everyone. And I think that that's something that a lot of us could use more work and more reflection on. I think we have such high expectations, or that we put so much pressure on ourselves of having the same basics and staples as everyone else, when in reality, the word staple in your closet should be completely different than the next person. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Turn on post notifications so that you get notified every single time I upload a new video. And with all that being said, I love you so much. Thank you for being here, and I will see you very soon. Bye.